Howdy Fullbaka, how's it going? I'm about to get started, but we're about to have ads, so just chilling for now. Yeah, the direct was awesome. I'm really excited about the Switch 2. We had some excitement last night because there were some tornadoes in our area, so we had to hunker down in the basement for a couple hours waiting for those tornadoes to blow over. We were all okay though. Yeah, it was a little scary. There was a tornado like pretty close to where we were too. Our house is okay. All of us are safe. Hello, Kuroi. Welcome, welcome. Awesome, thank you for the follow. Give me 1 second, I'm sending an email and then I will get started. Sorry about that. Hello, welcome. So, we have been working on animation for what seems like forever. Just implementing the animations. And we finally got it to like a good spot, mostly. We can roll, we can pick stuff up and throw it. Collect things. Treasure chest is kind of broken right now, but I don't really want to mess with it at the moment. I kind of want to start adding sword combat stuff. Because I don't want to get bored. Disconnected, non-existent. Interesting. There we go. That should fix that. Just null check it before we do any of that. Cool. I probably need to put something in place so when I break pots and stuff, it doesn't play like 12 sound effects at once, because that can cause some issues. I'm gonna make a note of that in my backlog. Alright, backlog. I'm gonna add a bug. Send that to the backlog. Okay, so, yeah, I think I want to, yeah. Some game engines let you, like, limit that stuff automatically. So let me look at the camera. So I think the camera has I'm not sure where audio happens in Godot actually. I'm used to Unity, which has an audio listener attached to the camera. You can only have one audio listener, which is kind of interesting. So we have audio translate. Oh, auto translate. That's different. That's not audio related. Is it part of the world environment? I'm not sure. Yeah. Well, it can cause some issues when you're trying to make a split screen game because you can only have 3D audio from one player's perspective. So I think a lot of times when you're doing a split screen game, you either like only hear the sounds from one player or the sounds aren't spatialized. They're like just stereo, not oh yeah, there is an audio tab, isn't there? Oh yeah, there's like an audio bus. Good call. So this is more for like effects, which is cool. I need to look into that at some point. But I'm not gonna mess with that too much right now. So I want to add some sword animations and states. So we'll go into links and inside of grounded states, we're gonna add just a node, and this will be called combat states. So we can add a state. Actually, no, that's not how we want to do it. We will add a child node that's just a node, and we will call this sword attack A, because we're gonna have multiple attacks that can get chained together for a combo. So we'll start with A. I think I started putting together a thing where we can move what bone these are attached to. Oh, I guess I just have multiples of them. It's not the best way to do it. It's just armed to the teeth. Yeah, audio can be real complicated. Oh yeah, I need to switch to typing mode. There we go. Alright, so I am gonna make a script that will be equipment manager. And the equipment manager will control whether or not the weapons are stowed or equipped. So let's see. Scripts. Class name. Oops. Equipment manager, extends node. Alright, so we're gonna have export var sword equip node. It's gonna be a node 3D. Sword stow node. Shield equip node. And then we're gonna have a Boolean Alright, and then we're gonna have a function to equip it and a function to unequip it. Equip sword shield. Oh, I've been coding for a while. I studied game design, 3D modeling, and animation in college, and then I worked for a VR game company for a while. And I've recently been learning the Godot engine because most of my experience in the past has been Unity. But I've been making games for a long time now. Probably like 12 years professionally at this point. Yeah. I made my little my VTuber. It's down in the corner. I made that in Unity. So I'm using the Xbox Kinect to do my tracking. It can do face and body tracking at the same time. So that's how I've built this setup. I do plan on at some point porting my VTuber to Godot, and building like a full 3D character controller so I can like run around and stuff. Have a little world that I live in. We call it a VIPO, a virtual interactive puppet overlay, coined by Doig Swift. I'm gonna give them a shout out. They're awesome. If you haven't checked out their streams, definitely check them out. They're super fun. They inspired me to get into the whole VTubing thing. I had already sort of had an idea for it, but I saw their streams and I was like, holy crap, I need to do that for myself. Alright, so this is visible. That's the node we want to play with. Yeah. Alright, so we'll say sword equip node visible is true. Actually, hold on. Before we do that, we'll say sword and shield equip equals true. Yeah, I need to watch the VOD for the newest community day. I think they just posted that today. I didn't get a chance to submit anything because I got busy at the end of the month. Shield equip node. Sword and shield equipped. Yeah, a lot happened. But it's been a nice chill week this week, aside from the whole tornado thing yesterday. That was exciting. Bad exciting, but exciting. Shields. Sword, stow. Dot visible is equal to not equipped shield not sword and shield equipped. Yeah, he did great. He was a sweet boy. He didn't freak out too much. He freaked out a normal amount for having to hunker down in a basement during a storm. Alright, we're gonna have a signal called sword and shield equipped. Yeah, there's always some really cool stuff in there. Stowed is such a weird word. I don't know why I chose stowed. and not unequipped. But I mean, I guess I can change it, but it's fine. And then we say init signal. No, it's sword machine dot init. Yeah. And then we'll have another function called stow. And then we set this one to false. And then this is stowed instead of equipped. All right. So now we can so this is the equipped node. And then stow attachment. Oh, wait. That's not what I wanted. I want the actual sword. Cool. So now, let's see, rounded states. Alright, so all of these states, when we attack, when we press the attack button, it should transition to sword attack A. We might want to have a separate one for run though. So if you run and then attack, play a different animation. But for now, they're all going to go to sword attack A. And then also in aerial states, I'm also going to add a jump attack. I'm using Godot because I think free and open source and software is really cool. I had been using Unity, and then they tried to introduce this whole runtime fee, and it left a really bad taste in my mouth, and I didn't really want to use Unity after that. And Godot has been making a lot of cool improvements, and I want to support it. And you know, it's always good to learn new stuff. I've worked on a whole bunch of games in Unity, worked on a few in Unreal, but I haven't done a whole lot in Godot, so I figure it was a good time to learn. The whole runtime thing was a a really big to do. They were gonna charge the developers slash publishers of games made with Unity a percentage of or not even a percentage, it was just like it was a per install amount, which is like, how are they even gonna track that? It was so weird. And it just caused a lot of issues. I might go back to Unity at some point. It seems like they're under new leadership now, and they actually have a so they were actually present at the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. They made a game that is going to be a Switch 2 launch title, a multiplayer survival crafting thing, made by Unity internally and published by Konami, which is kind of interesting. And that was kind of like a big thing with Unity, is they made the tools, but they never actually like made and released a game. And so this is kind of a big deal because they're kind of like putting their money where their mouth is, and like, you know, we can make a game using our own tools, because they kept introducing new features that like nobody really asked for, and like not finishing features that people wanted, and it was just a kind of a mess. All right. I'm gonna make a folder for combat states. And then in sword combat, we'll make a new script. It will extend state, and it will be sword attack A. Cool. Yeah. Yeah, they were working on this cool thing called Gagaia that I was really excited about, where they were making like this this cool 3D platformer and this cool like sci-fi steampunk look, and they were gonna release all the assets and code when they were done, and then they fired everyone that was working on it, or let them go. And it sucks because people thought it was really cool, and you know, it's just good when they can, like, the developers of the software like understand what people are going through trying to use their engine to make games, and not just little samples and stuff. Sword attack A. Alright. So an idle. No, player input. And then we can say if input dot is action just pressed attack sword attack dot emit. Cool. Then we can attach actually, hold on. How are we doing this? Oh yeah, we're not using the jump button. Let's see, interaction controller. Character controllers are really complex. Okay. Interactor. Okay, so we're doing that there, which is fine. That might actually be how we want to do it in the individual states. Now we'll just use the events. It's simpler. So sword attack, idle, pick. No. We'll just create one. Sword attack pressed. And we'll do the same thing for walk and run. And we're also gonna hook it up to fall, so we can do a jump attack as well. Actually, this might not be the best way to do it because we might want to disconnect the signals when we exit the state and then only connect it when we enter the state. But we'll worry about that later. Alright, so sword attack A, we want to have a reference to let's see, export var Equipment manager. And we'll have function enter state equip manager dot equip sword and shield. And then we also want a reference to the animation tree. Actually, no. We want. I have a player animation tree on the animation tree itself. Player animation tree equals this. Oop. Oh yeah, that. We can just do this. Animation tree dot set trigger. Attack. And that's just gonna be this needs to be at end. Animation triggers attack. Now I need to find the sword animation. We have Mixamo. So we had sword and shield, walk and run, and blocking, but we don't have attacks currently. So let's find those. Assets. Alright, I'm just gonna go on the Mixamo website to figure out which ones I actually wanted to use, because I downloaded them but I don't remember what they look like. I'm gonna, before I do that, I'm gonna make a folder. Sword pack. And we're gonna put all of these in that folder. It's kind of silly because the animations are only the skeleton. There's not a mesh attached to them. Alright, animation. Manage animations. Open animation. Sword attack A. I've made things very complicated for myself. Is there a way to mirror this animation? Because I made him left-handed, but the animations are right-handed. Looking at, yeah, there might be. Let's see. Yeah, let's see. So I could, I could go through and swap the left and right, but that, I don't think that would fix it. I might just have to re-download it from Mixamo flipped. It's so annoying. Or I could make him right-handed. Wait, hold on. So I have the shield animation. Where is that? What has happened? Let's go to Frozen. No, it's because I had that open. All right, I'm gonna rename this to attack. Attack A. So yeah, so this one, he's got the shield in the right hand. How did I make that happen though? Yeah, could do that. Whee. Okay. I'm curious what the expression thing is for. Cool, there's nothing in the documentation explaining it. Love to see it. I don't know if that's correct. Let's see. Reset both of these. And then no, block is gone now. Huh. I don't think that's correct either, no. Yeah. That's... I'm not seeing anything in the tutorial either about the advanced expression stuff. Oh, maybe this is what I want. No. No, I think these both have to be auto. Weird. Unity, I feel like does this transition stuff a lot better. We are about to have ads. let's just idle. Crouch walk idle. Yeah, now you understand what's happening. Yeah, the animation trees are really powerful. They're just, they're not always intuitive. Okay. Why? Did I? I feel like I might have either re-downloaded the animations from Mixamo or flipped them in Blender. I think re-downloading them will be simpler. It's just annoying. Because in Mixamo I can let's see, where was it? So like sword and shield slash. That's the one that I want. Maybe. Where'd he go? Hold on. Alright, I like completely busted or something. Alright. So this is the animation I want. So I think if I hit mirror, he plays it backwards. I can also like I can make it faster by pumping this overdrive, which I probably want to do. Yeah, go ahead and do that. Alright. Download without skin. Stop trying to open it with Microsoft, you goof program. Alright. Sword and shield slash. Alright. Yeah, that looks correct. I think that must have been what I did. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna delete the block from the animation tree for now. I'm gonna move this out here. I might make a sub-state machine for specifically attacks. sword attacks, but we'll see. Alright. So, we got the trigger set to attack. Why is it mad? What's it mad about? Oh, it's mad because I didn't finish this. Trigger. Player animation tree dot attack. Animation triggers dot attack. Sword. What was it called? Did it not get added? I thought I added it. Oh, did I not save it? Player animation tree. Yeah, attack. There we go. And then we're just gonna await get tree dot create timer 0.5 timeout, and then we'll say state machine dot change state. And actually we'll say export var attack duration float equals 0.25, and then we'll set this to attack duration. Cool. So now in here we can say and sm dot nope state machine dot change state. I'm just gonna make this unique so I can just drag this in. Cool. No, change state. And we're just gonna put this in walk and run as well, because we can. All right. I didn't assign it. Okay, I think, yeah, we'll just do a check when we enter the, or when we do this. We'll say if state machine dot current state is equal to self. We don't need parentheses because this is Godot. And then we do that. So I'm just gonna copy paste that into the other ones. So that way because I think what was happening is it's trying to transition the state machine when it isn't in the, it's not the current state, so it breaks. Why is that? Okay, I think I know it. It was that thing that I was talking about earlier, where rather than us directly connecting the signal here, I should be doing it in the state itself when it enters the state, and then disconnecting it when it exits, which is fine. I'm just gonna go through and disconnect all these. All right. Yeah, and then we'll say in idle. We'll say in enter state. Player input dot what did I call them? Sort attack dot connect, and we connect it to on sort attack pressed. And then in exit state, we disconnect it. And we'll do the same thing in walk and run. All right, so that, this needs to be disconnect. All right, so we can get rid of the checking the state machine to see if we're the current state. Let me just double check, make sure I got my connects and disconnects correct. All right, and we'll do the same thing in jump, even though we haven't actually set up the jump attack, but we'll there we go. And then we'll disconnect it. Exit state. There. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Alright, I shouldn't be able to move while I'm attacking like that, but we have a chop. Yeah. I don't know why the why did my shield not equip? Shield equip, shield attach. And this one is shield stow. There we go. Yeah. 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 Neat. We can swing a sword now. So we do need to attach like a damage trigger onto the sword so we can hit the pots and break them. Important feature. We also, I'm gonna make it so if you're idle and you're not running, when you press the interact button, it puts away your sword and shield, and when you pick things up, you put away the sword and shield. But it's pretty cool to run around with a sword and shield now. And I can also make it so when I press the right trigger, I block. And then I have to figure out the whole lock-on targeting system. Alright, so let's, we're gonna make this unique name, and then in our picker-upper, when we do our pickup, we're just gonna say equipment manager dot stow sword and shield. Cool. It looks a little jank because there's no animation for putting them away. I think I'm gonna do the same thing in the, I have the treasure chest opening state, interacting states, open chest. We're gonna stow our sword and shield when we enter this state. And then in our idle state, say player input dot direct connect. Let me just make sure that, yeah. Exit state will disconnect that. So gotta spell it right. Here I want to, before doing this, I think, I guess it doesn't really matter. I'm not changing state. Okay, why is it not like that? Because I didn't actually. No. Yeah. If I have my sword out, I go, hi Rozzy, how's it going? We're making progress. We can swing our sword now. Yeah. Yeah. We can pick up pots and throw them, but we can't, we can clip our sword through the pots. It's not actually damaging them yet. So I think what I need to do is I need to make a physics layer for player attacks. Yeah, I showed Technicat your mimic that you were drawing. It looked very cool. Yeah, for those of you who didn't know, Technicat is my partner, my spouse. We're married. Yeah, we survived a tornado last night. Tornado did not hit our house. It was just near us. Yeah, it was right when we were about to get ready for bed, and we're like, okay, guess we gotta stay up till 11 until they give us the all clear for the tornado warning. But it was all fine. Us and our families are safe, so yeah, it was real heckin' windy. Look at our friend links here. So I think I have this sword. This is the just generic mesh of the sword. It's got so I might want to make a separate copy of it for having the trigger on it for doing damage, but I could probably just disable it when it's stowed. That might be simpler. So I can add let's see, we can change this node type, and we can make it an area 3D, and we can give it a collision shape 3D, and we can make that a, so we'll make it a capsule. It's probably the simplest. And we shrink it down a little bit. We make it just cover where the blade is. Shrink it down. It's okay if it sticks out past where the blade is a little bit. And we can throw a damage area on it. And then we can have it, if it doesn't mask the player, I don't think it will do damage to the player. So I think we can toggle this monitoring on and off, I think is what we want. So we don't want to turn on we don't want to toggle the visibility, because that will make it so we can't see it. All right, cool. And then if we hop back into our character, I think we can set monitoring off, and then we want it off on both of them. And in our equipment manager. The sort equip node, we can change that from a node 3D. Change it to a damage area. And when we equip it, we can say sword equip node dot monitoring is equal to true, and when we stow it, we can set it to false. What layer are pots on? That's a good question. Pot is on. It's on layer 1 and 4. Masks layer 1 and 4. It does have health. How does a damage area work again? Body entered, children, looking for health. Huh. So this is a what layer is our sword on? It's on layer 1. Mask 1. Guess we can make it mask layer 4 as well. Sword and shield equipped. Here. Our sword attachment, sword. Okay, this is set to monitoring. Oh, I'm silly. I didn't actually hook up the body entered node. Yeah, we can break pots with our sword now. So powerful. Yes. Yes, that's a great D-Bright emote. Yeah, we can do crimes. Alright, I think I need to, where was it? And this attack here, let's see. So we changed state to idle. Let me look at, yes, vandalism unlocked. Love it. Sword attack A. This is how long? 1 point. I think this is in seconds, right? Yeah. So I'm just gonna copy this number. And it's gonna be this long. Because I think what was happening with me being able to spin around while I, no, okay. Oh, what have I done? Did I just give myself infinite sword glitch? I think I might have given myself infinite sword glitch. How did that happen? Oh, I see what I did. So when I have the sword out, it's the damage triggers is always on. It's not what I want. I think I actually need to go in the animation player. And I think we actually need to key so here we set it to false. We set it to true, like here. And we set it to false again. Wait, what? No, I need to insert a key for it. Yeah. I accidentally added bomb hovering. I accidentally added ISG. There we go. No more ISG. Cool. I made some good progress on this today. We can smash stuff. We can break things. We can attack. It's pretty cool. I do need to make it so you can't spin around and move while attacking. But I will add that to the to-do list. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up now, because that's a good stopping point and I don't want to jump into anything else. Who should we raid? My friend Undead Isn't Dead is playing Splatoon. They have a fun little PNG tuber. They've already been streaming for an hour and a half. I don't know how long they normally stream for. We could raid Aphrodite, but she's been going for 3 hours. Yeah, we'll raid Aphrodite. She's doing Pokemon Fusion sprites. Yeah, let's give Deity a raid. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. I'll be back on Tuesday with more working on my Zelda thingy. Have a great weekend. Bye.